I will pray for you, but if you get on my nerve, I will cuss you smooth out. My mouth ain't under control yet, and I can throw these hands. And let me tell you something, if I get my hands on you, I promise you, you're gonna know you've been in a fight. But I'm trying not to go there because I'm in transition.
All right, all right. Welcome. We are back, everybody. Thank you for your patience. I'm going to jump right in because I know what you're here for. It's late. Some of you lay down in your room, got your pajamas on. You say, I'm going to get into bed and listen to Queen Sheba and see what she's talking about with this Chrisean Rock. What do you mean she's in danger? She's in danger. Chrisean Rock is in danger. I see you, Doris. Doris Gleaton says ATL is here. Hello, everybody. Hey, girl. Hey, Doris. How you doing? And you know what, Doris? Sometimes I don't get a chance to shout everybody out, but I just happen to see that. I just happen to look, and I see you. I want to shout out Janice Walker. Hey, Janice. Good evening to Miss Janice. Listen, that is my travel buddy. And when I tell you we had a time in Cabo San Lucas, honey, we had a time. So let me tell y'all something real quick before I get started. Because I think some of you are not aware that you can really upgrade your life. You can upgrade your life in real time. Listen to me. Take your behind the Whole Foods. When you get a little extra dollar in your pocket, and if you have an Amazon Prime account, go to Whole Foods. I went to Whole Foods, y'all. And I walked up to the seafood counter. And let me tell you what I had them do. I got me 3 branzinos. Ask somebody. Y'all know what branzino is? I can't assume you do, but I'm not trying to be offensive. So I said, I want to get 3 branzinos, because if you go to a restaurant and you order branzino, or if you like branzino, they're going to charge you damn near $50, $57-$60 for a branzino. Whole Foods will butterfly it for you. Not fillet, but butterfly it. So I asked them to butterfly. Hold up, Queen Sheba, you taking us too fast? This is a Chrisean Rock crowd. We eat lemon pepper hot wings. What you mean? Branzino. I'm trying to put you on the game. Hold on. Give me a second. What you mean? Because we lemon pepper. We lemon pepper girls and boys. Okay. But I'm still finna put you on. Watch this. You're going to go to Whole Foods, ask for branzino, and ask them to butterfly it for you. You bring it home, you wash it, you clean it. You don't need a lot of seasoning because it's not a fatty fish. It's actually kind of a small fish. You're going to salt and pepper it. Salt and pepper. If you can't get you some Himalayan salt, pepper, garlic powder, fresh garlic. I like fresh. And then you're going to let it sit. Do your olive oil. Let it sit for about 15, 20 minutes. Put that oven on 375. Put it in there and let it cook for about 20 minutes. When I tell you we tore that branzino up, I forgot to make sides. It was so good. So that's what I was doing. Eating branzino. That's it. That's all. Got it? That's it. That's all. Now we're about to get into the Chrisean Rock of it all. Oh, you like it fried hard. Okay. Y'all, Chrisean Rock is in danger. I kid you not. And I'm about to get in the trenches for Chrisean Rock. Some people don't like Chrisean. Y'all create that. Y'all feel like she creates her own crazy. And maybe she does. Maybe she does. But I like to start at the baseline because I recognize that as being a symptom of pain. I recognize that as being a symptom of what do you call it? Untreated abuse. What do you call it? I'm gonna come back to it. If you go back and see Chrisean Rock before she got with Blueface, she was a different girl. Not to be confused with being a whole girl, she was a different girl. Okay, where you hold on, Queen Sheba, we following, but where you going with this? You taking us fast. Carlissa, sit your ass down somewhere. And let me tell you why I say that. Carlissa loves to swear and hint at the fact that Blueface is better than Chrisean. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. The lie detector test has determined otherwise. And I'm going to show you what I mean. And if I can find what I need to find here in the next couple of seconds, Carlissa, I'm going to put your child up. I'm going to put Blueface up next to Chrisean and look at both of these kids when they first met each other. These adults, okay? Let me see if I can find it. Chrisean was doing well until she found Blueface, period. Don't argue with me, argue with somebody else. If you go back and watch Chrisean Rock, she was disciplined, she was dedicated, she was a track star, she was an athlete, body was banging. That girl was well on her way until she met somebody's dusty ass son. Until she met your dusty ass son. Now, how do you determine? Hold on. They just alike now. They are one doubler. You say they just alike. They are now because the Bible says, be not confused. Evil company corrupts good morals. You can't hang around somebody. Evil company corrupts good morals. I don't give a damn what your baseline is. The point is how we're going to get into all of this, right? Your son was dusty, rusty, and crusty. He brought her down. She was busy, booked and busy. She been booked and busy, disciplined, dedicated. Have y'all seen Chrisean Rock's track pictures? Y'all crazy if you don't know where that girl started from. I'm not saying as a matter of fact, Carlissa, I know you the biggest demon of them all. Because Chrisean Rock came from an adverse childhood and still was able to manage to push through and get her ass on that track and find a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. She started with the deficit. And according to you, your kids was everything and all that. Your son way better. What happened? Because if it's true that your son was way better and he got with Chrisean at the level that she was at when he met her, she should have went nowhere but up if your son is that nigga that you say he is. T says she was homeless when they met, but she was a teenager running track. So we can't hold that against her. But we going to talk about Blueface coming from a two-parent. Let Carlissa tell it. He came from the cathedral. He is the great white hope, and that's fine. Because if he came from what you say he came from, and she came from a disciplined athlete, if y'all know anything about athletes, don't sleep on them. They don't even have to make it to the Super Bowl. They don't have to make it to the U.S. Olympics. They ain't got to do all that. If anybody you know has a background or their background and they've been an athlete at some point in their life, they great. Do you know the discipline and dedication it takes to get up as a homeless child, get on the field and run a race when you're hungry, when you don't know where you're going to sleep that night, when you're being sexually abused? Come on now. But I'm just saying, I'm just laying the baseline. Because see, I got to put it out there and then we're going to work our way to the top. Is that okay? To where we are now, where they both a mess. So if he started from the bottom, now he here and he was all that and he's the good son and all of that, and she wouldn't shit, but she was still trying and busting through the seams of barriers and running track and discipline and eating like she's supposed to, and she gets with your son. What happened, Carlissa? Because we know what happened to her. But what happened? Should not the goodness of your son cause her to continue to be, because she was at her best when she met him. At her best. I don't think some of y'all know. Hold on. I don't think she was at her best when she met him. What happened? How did we get here where they both a mess? How did your son get all those tattoos on his face where he looking like a goddamn Care Bear? Hmm? How does your son allow a woman, a young girl, to beat you down like that? She was homeless, but she was a child. I guess she was homeless when she joined his camp. She was a child. She was still an athlete. So the only deficit is she was homeless, but she was pushing through and showing up to practice and going. Baby, and when I tell you something, I tell you what, y'all see it for y'all. Okay, y'all hear stories of football players and basketball players, and his mama was on crack and he was homeless. You know what y'all do? Stand up and give them niggas a round of applause. But when a girl does it, she was homeless. So a lot of these young niggas that go to the NFL. And y'all call it a success story. That's good. Ain't that good? He got a good story, Queen. He was homeless. He ain't had no shoes. That little boy used to get up and crawl over a crack pipe in the prostitutes and go right to football practice. And everybody in the room stands up and gives a round of applause. Y'all so biased. But when it comes to a black woman or a black girl, she was homeless. But she was showing up just like these young niggas do that make it to the NFL, that go pro, that go to the NBA. Where is that energy? I'm just trying to set the stage. She did the same. Oh, this ain't directed to nobody in the chat. I just like to come up here and see what y'all are made of. But let's take a look at Chrisean Rock before Blueface. And then we're gonna work our way into they trying to unalive this girl. They are trying to unalive this girl. But we got to talk about her before Blueface, so y'all can understand what we really working with and what we dealing with. Because otherwise, I think I sound crazy. Homeless or not, she was in probably the one of the best spaces she's ever been in her entire life. Let's take a look. Let me know when you can see my screen. This is Chrisean Rock. Homeless. This is Blueface, 2-parent household. Let Carlissa tell it. This is Chrisean Rock, homeless. Coming from the worst situations. Cheerleader. This is Blueface to the right. This is Chrisean Rock. Let's take another look. Homeless. Here we go. Before Blueface. Here we go. Hold on. Give me a second. It takes a second. Oh, it's taking a while. Come on now. Here we go. Chrisean Rock, homeless. If you understand athleticism, you know what you're looking at. If you understand athleticism, you're looking at discipline, somebody that's eating proper nutrition, somebody that's working with a coach, somebody that defied the odds against adversity, somebody that's showing up for practice, somebody that's going to their workouts, somebody that's on time, somebody that shows up and up again, even though they're homeless. See, we can't hold homelessness against kids when they're homeless. We got to put that on them sorry ass parents. This is Chrisean Rock, but let's continue. Before Blueface. Hold on. This is Chrisean Rock. This was a good one too. Right here. We coming again. Look at this. This is Chrisean Rock. Carlissa, that's your demonic ass son. Now, who's the biggest demon? Who had the best start? Who had the best baseline? Hold on. I think I'm sharing the wrong thing. Hold on. Can y'all see this one? Your browser. It says my browser lost connection. Can y'all see it? Give me 1 second. I hope y'all can see it now. Can y'all see it now? Uh-oh, it's saying I lost connection. Okay, there we go. That's Chrisean Rock. And I get it. Carlissa got a good story. But see, when you get a girl that's homeless that shows up like this, I want you to understand, hell, half of us don't eat the servings of fruits and vegetables and drink the water. This is discipline. Look at Chrisean. Dedication. That's Chrisean and her sister. Right here. Y'all see? She looked good to me. She looked fine. And I'm not talking about her body at the track. Homeless. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of background and the baseline of what a homeless child looks like, who has the favor of God on their life. I don't know about now, and I'm not going to make that call. But then that girl was fighting for her life coming through, not knowing she would be the great white hope for her family, only to find out that her own family want to see her gone, dead or alive. Y'all, they trying to unalive that girl. Now, I didn't know what Chrisean was talking about. Everybody thought she was talking about the Bloods. No, ma'am. I thought so too. And all that gang banging and whack 100 and this and this and that. Look at this. This is Chrisean running track. Her people, isn't her sister gorgeous? When they were Tashiki. Look. Anywho, recently Chrisean had posted that she needed to leave Los Angeles. She's going to Baltimore. She's about to get her a farm. And she's going to get married. It was the weirdest message because it came out of nowhere. And I'm like, who is she talking to? I'm leaving. I'm not coming back to Los Angeles. I don't feel safe. Listen, I'm not bothering nobody. I'm going to Baltimore. I'm going to get me a farm. I'm going to get married. On the surface, I'm like, she's talking to Blueface. I don't feel safe in Los Angeles. I don't want to bother nobody. But then when I really started to listen, because I hone in on the psychological and the behavioral traits of the Black experience. And I really started to listen, and I had to come and I said, wait a minute, Chrisean's been in a fight with Zeus, Hollywood. Chrisean is impacting a lot of people's paper. When she gets upset, she talks. Oh, I have a funny feeling and a sneaky suspicion. Chrisean's talking to the Holly weirdos. I'm out of here. You're not going to have any more problems for me. I'm leaving. I won't be back to LA. I'm going to get a farm. I'm going to disappear. I'm going to get married. I'll become regular. Sure, I feel like Chrisean may have pissed off a lot of people. So when she took to the internet initially to say that she's leaving, I thought it was a ploy probably like most of you, to get Blueface back and or to make him mad to come chasing after her. But after that, I said, oh, hell no. This is way deeper than what we think. Let me see if I can find that part. And then we're going to get to the part where she's in danger. Can anybody send me the one where she says she's leaving? And if anybody wants to, I think I got it. Give me 1 second. Where she says she's leaving. I just don't feel like looking for it. Hold on. I had it right here. Give me 1 second. Let me mute up. Well, the point of the matter is, I can't find it right now. I'll play it in a second, but let's get to what matters the most. She left. She said she didn't feel safe. And like most of you, I assumed, hell, was she talking about the Bloods or whatever? And you remember Whack 100 and Ray J called Whack 100 while he was streaming with Chrisean to put her in danger? It was a whole mess. You got to catch up, okay? Now watch this. Listen to this very, very carefully. Here we go.
Okay, yes, I don't want nothing to happen.
Here we go. Damn, this internet is slow tonight. Is it kicking me off? Damn. Hold on, y'all. It keeps kicking me off. Here we go. It's rebooting. Listen to this very carefully. This is from her sister, Chastity, running down the play of what's happening and taking place in real time. The attempt to unalive Chrisean or have her unalive herself. Here we go.
I only want to know if the baby's okay, okay? Yes, I don't want nothing to happen to my sisters. They fucking grown. What I do know, I don't condone setups or faking like we cool and we not cool and I got something to do to you under my arm. I don't do that. I don't fake the funk with no family. If I don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you. That's that. Been quiet all my life. Fuck, so now motherfuckers know my nerves. I even snap on nigga I'm talking to. I don't even mean to. But a bitch been quiet all her life. I snap. Did you say the wrong thing? Snap. Fuck what you talking about? Pop. I don't even mean to be that way. What you talking about? Y'all be on here talking about, oh yeah, you want the baby for club. Yeah, I want the baby because ain't nobody get my baby. I don't want her to feel like me. Fuck is y'all talking about? Motherfuckers want her to kill herself. That's the plan. Do whatever to make her kill herself.
Y'all heard it? She said it's two plans in motion. I don't believe in faking the front. If I don't F with you, I don't F with you, including my family. I'm not going along with the plan to get her into a place when you planning to do something to her and you got something up underneath your arm, Tashiki, or we got to push her to the edge. That's the plan where she take herself out of here. Let me play it again. Let me run it down.
I only want to know if the baby's okay, okay? Yes, I don't want nothing to happen to my sisters. They fucking grown. What I do know, I don't condone setups or faking like we cool and we not cool.
She said they setting her up. I don't condone what's happening to her. From my other sister, they set her up. Where they gonna Fake like we cool. We're going to remend the relationship on Zeus. But the entire time, I'm planning on doing something to you. Let's go.
And I got something to do to you under my arm.
When I got something to do to you and I got it right here under my arm. Somebody who's carrying the weapon. That's the first thing. Or let's listen to the second part.
I don't do that. I don't fake the funk with no family. If I don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you. That's that. Been quiet all my life. Fuck. So now when motherfuckers know my nerves, I snap. I even snap on nigga I'm talking to. I don't even mean to. But a bitch been quiet all life. I snap, snap, snap. Did you say the wrong thing? Snap, snap, snap. What are you talking about? Pop, pop, pop. I don't even mean to be that way. What are you talking about? Y'all be on here talking about, oh yeah, you want the baby for club? Yeah, I want the baby because ain't nobody get my baby. I don't want her to feel like me. Fuck is y'all talking about? Motherfuckers want her to kill herself.
Boom. 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 She said two things. The second part is where they trying to drive her to take. So let me tell you something. If I take your money, if I take your child, if I set you up, if everybody's in on it, if Zeus is in on it. See, Chrisean done a lot. Chrisean exposed a lot. But if there's allegedly a plot and play to give Blueface a show after he gets the baby, and then we get her out the play because she didn't talk too much, that's gonna fuck up everybody money with her running her mouth. She jumps in and out of character as it relates to being saved, not being saved, and in the moments where she has clarity, she becomes a danger and a risk to it all. Well, hold on, Queen Shiba, what you mean? Follow the money. So when Chrisean jumped on that live and was talking crazy, in my opinion, talking about I'm going to at first I looked at it on surface level, like everybody else. I said, child, she just doing all this for Blueface to chase her, and if she takes Junior. And then I said, oh hell no. It hit me after I saw this. I said, she's letting Hollywood know I'm done. Okay, I'm done. I ain't gonna say nothing else. I'm going to get a farm. I'm finna get married. I'm done. You ain't got to worry about me to keep the money. And people making fun of her because old boy posted her text messages asking for her money. Okay, give me my shit too. If you left a job, it doesn't matter if you, well, I don't want to say that. I'm going to try to get my last check too. But let me go ahead and put it out here as Zeus Network, like you crazy and you've been having problems anyway. And then I'm going to bring Carlissa in the fold. I'm going to bring Blueface in the fold. I'm going to get your sister on the show to pretend. And then I'm going to get her to go at you. And then we're going to swab your baby when you're not looking. Hold on. We're going to get you up out of here one way or the other. Now I want to take a look. Lemmy. You remember Ray J went after him. You remember the other guy named Aaron the plumber accused Lemmy of attempting to take his life. He got on live because he was on the Erica Mena show. He said, listen to me. Y'all gonna think I'm crazy. I'm not crazy. I'm not idle. I'm not suicidal. I like life. They are trying to unalive me on Zeus because I'm finna tell what they did. That's what he said. Now watch this. Lemmy be talking about nobody with help. Let me see if I can find it. He's a liar. He said nobody held Chrisean against. Let me finish this.
That's the plan. Do whatever to make her kill herself. That was a plan told to me on my phone from one of my sisters. A big sister at that. I'm gonna do whatever to make her kill herself. She gonna want to kill herself when I'm done with her. What the fuck? That's why I was looking crazy when I went out New York. Cause the fuck what was said to me from another fucking sister. I'm losing my mind on this bitch. Fuck is you talking about? Family at war. That shit is corny. Fuck is you talking about? Get my mind gone.
It's Tashiki. Am I saying it right? The one with the 1.25 million. The older sister who's coveted her baby sister. Weren't we talking about Esau and Jacob? We just talked about this behind members only. We talked about Esau and Jacob and how Jacob tricked Esau out of his birthright. Tashiki is after Chrisean's birthright. Everything that God has afforded Chrisean, Tashiki won't. And this sister said, I heard it. It's so dark and demonic and disturbing. Let me play it again. It's going to have to start from scratch now. I'm going to turn off the sound so y'all don't have to listen to everything. She said it's so disturbing that one. So yeah, I'm going to push her to that limit, because with her gone, I become the number one star. And if you go to see how Zeus is positioning Tashiki, it sounds crazy, but at this point, you can't put nothing past nobody, including a sister that's desperate for fame, Tashiki. And they're very close in resemblance. Very close. And what that means, sometimes the ones that look the most like you are the ones that you loathe, the ones that you hate. Look at 50 Cent. Can't stand his son. The one that looked just like him. Can't stand him. Spitting image. How can you hate something that is a carbon copy of you? Allegedly, Tashiki. You want to push your sister to either hurt her real bad or
was wanting to kill herself. That's the plan. Do whatever to make her kill herself. That was a plan told to me on my phone from one of my sisters. A big sister at that. I'm going to do whatever to make her kill herself. She going to kill herself when I'm done with her. What the fuck? That's why I was looking crazy when I went out New York. Because the fuck what was said to me from another fucking sister. I'm losing my mind on this bitch. Fuck is you talking about? Family at war. That shit is corny. Fuck are you talking about? Get my mind gone. Nobody got time for that shit. Don't put me. I don't want to be on there. I don't want no parts. They ain't my sisters. I don't know them. Okay? Leave me the fuck alone. Corny shit. This shit is so corny. Niggas can go to war with blood. Go to war with these outsiders, bitches. That shit, I don't got time for that. And I never did, and I never will make time. I will never make time for that. I will never make time to hurt family or anyone I love. I don't make time for that. I really don't. And nobody's going to get me to do it. You can't pay me. Nobody could pay me last year when they wanted to pay me to do something. You can't pay me this year to do goofy.
Hollywood was trying to pay this one to do something to harm Chrisean last year. Guess who accepted the challenge? Tashiki. Am I saying it right? She said, that's the plot. That's the play that they gonna push. And that's why I believe Chrisean Rock had a moment of clarity and got the fuck up out of Zeus. And y'all are like, oh, she broke her contract. She recognized she was in danger. She recognized she was dancing with the devil. E2, Brute, New Jack City, Cain and Abel. But let's continue.
Goofy shit. I'm not going on TV and fight family. I'm not doing that. And no, nobody asked me to do that. I only want to know if the baby's okay, okay? Yes, I don't want nothing to happen to my sisters. They fucking grown.
That's crazy. Now watch this. So let's take it to look at how this shit look in real time when you staring your betrayer in the eye. Let's see what that looks like in real time. I know I gotta have a, hold on. Let me see if I have it. I know I ain't dumb now. Normally I'm pretty prepared and I send my stuff to me. Hold on. Here we go. This is Tashiki and Chrisean linking up. Tashiki is willing to go all the way. That's dangerous. If you can see what's happening here, I don't know why it's pausing. Chrisean is attempting to connect and make eye contact. Tashiki's looking down. See, they can't look you in your eye when they betrayed you behind the scenes. They can't support you publicly, genuinely, when they've been plotting behind the scenes or talking shit. So Chrisean is open for connection. Chrisean is open for affection. Watch this. Tashiki, I don't know if y'all understand this. This energy is the same energy that she has when she wants to fight. But watch it very closely.
I like the I like yeah, I was wasted last night. My friends read it after they said it's okay. You worded really good.
Chrisean leaned in with love. Out of nowhere, no warning. Chrisean's natural heart towards this girl is love. So she reached in but continued to watch. If you notice, Chrisean is hugging. She's not moving. Tashiki gets uncomfortable with the hug if you think about the body language, and she takes her fingers. See, sometimes when you get uncomfortable, you have nervous movements. So she takes one of her thumbs and starts stroking Chrisean's back. Now, some people will argue and say, well, that's a motherly gesture. Could be, but it could also be a nervous gesture. Okay, we hugged, we good. I'm going to stroke you. That's the cue to let me go. But Chrisean doesn't let her go. Let's watch. Chrisean is pouring her everything into her sister because she's the baby. That's her oldest sister. Tashiki strategically takes Chrisean's body and repositions it. Now, why does this matter? Tashiki was on a podcast not too long ago. Maybe it was a while back. And she was asked, they said, are you proud of your sister? It was a while back. She says, yes, I am. And to see her fighting like you taught her, she said, Chrisean can't fight. She not the fighter. We are. She just strong, but she can't fight. And when she moved her body, when she repositioned Chrisean's body effortlessly, I was like, she damn right. She know she could take Chrisean. Let's continue to look. Tashiki keeps looking at the camera. Chrisean is embraced. She ain't worried about no fucking camera. She trying to hug her sister and reconnect on a heart level. All of this rubbing and touching, she's nervous. She's uncomfortable. Chrisean, the baby, initiated the love. Oh, that's a good one. Asha said Chrisean is letting her know through that hug that she knew what she was doing. That's I see what you're doing. That's deep. Toot Latrice said Chrisean is letting her know I'm here. I'm not trying to fight you. Itzy say Chrisean has the ability to be a chameleon, something else that could possibly be attributed to her mental health. You look, okay. Let me see this one. Tell me what y'all think about this comment. C. Lachey say, you look at what someone does to your back when they hug you. It tells you everything. Okay, we got one. Melanin Clark said, I disagree. Chrisean is only humbling herself because she has to. I think that's love. Love humbles you. Love makes you drop your guard and say. So I humble. I mean, if we really, that's love. Love conquers all. Love can humble you. Love can make you drop your guard for your best friend, your mama, when otherwise you gonna show up as a fighter. You gonna wreck some shit, tear some shit up. So I partially agree with you. I understand what you're saying. This is good. Girl 14 say shirt soul. Hold on. Hold on. Who? Chrisean is a sacrifice. You said she sold her soul. Sharar says not a good look. Where do you know Tifa from? Watch this. Chronic said, had not Chrisean said that her sister SA'd her, they wouldn't be in that place. So what? What if it's true? And the reason why I'm asking you that, not because I agree or disagree, but that's the problem in the Black community. You don't talk about what happened in this house. What if it's true? So is the notion if somebody does something to you, SA'd you, that you're supposed to be quiet and pretend it never happened? And if that's the case, right? Because you said if Chrisean would have never said it, the truth and what happened to her, they would have been in a better place. Who's ever in a better place when they have to interact with their abuser, even if they were children? That's not a better place. That's a concealed place. How is it better? They wouldn't be in that place. I'm sorry, you didn't say better. They wouldn't be in that place. But what if you're mentally tormented? Because you know and they know. It's just a question. TC Moore say, could it be Chrisean nervous and uncomfortable because she lied on Tifa? I don't think so. What makes y'all? No, I don't think she's nervous. She's not. Okay, if you understand body language and the psychology of body language, the ones that makes the most movements are the nervous ones. I don't think Chrisean's nervous at all. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. That's why I like going through y'all's comments. Oh, Mary Willis said that's the Godfather kiss. You know, when they interviewed the mob, I can't remember. It wasn't Sammy the Bull, was it? I can't remember who it was. It wasn't Sammy the Bull. It couldn't have been. Or was it Sammy the Bull? I could be wrong. And he said, when it's your time to go. The good thing, if you're lucky, that you can pick the one. A good friend that you want to take you out of there. Ain't that crazy? So, Mary Will, your comment reminded me of when you say the Godfather kiss and how the mob say you hope it's somebody. Or you ask, can you pick somebody that loves you? Toot, I believe so. You said a few other siblings said that she SA'd them as well. I think it was Sammy the Bull that said that. You hope it's somebody. You want to pick somebody that loves you because they're going to show you a little bit more mercy and get it over with. And that could have been a Godfather kiss because now Chrisean is running for her life. And according to her sister, 2 weeks ago, the plan was set in motion. 2 weeks ago. Ain't that when Chrisean fell out with Zeus about 2 weeks ago? Y'all go fact check me. Was it about 2 weeks ago that the shit hit the fan with Zeus and Lemmy? And they held her pay. See, if I hold you a pace, I can force you into what? Homelessness. If I can prove to it, we talked about this. What did I say? I said, Chrisean, you need to be very careful. I think they're going to take your child away. I said, but in order to take your child away, they can't take your child away right away. The writing's on the wall. There's so many different dynamics in play, y'all. It's like a movie projector. The scenes are rolling and rolling and rolling. Chrisean, they are going to back you. The best thing you could have done is leave. You don't need a boyfriend right now. You need Jesus. You don't need a boyfriend. You need Jesus. You need to shut up. You need to quit talking. You don't need to trust not one nigga. Okay? Period. Now, what I said was, I believe this is before the swab, before Blueface's dad swab. See, everybody on some snake type shit right now. What would make a group of people become a room full of vipers? Money. Niggas bitches, hoes that never had it. That never had it. The Carlissas of them all. The Tashikis of them all. The bottom feeders are the ones that will push you to cross the line and make somebody go night night. Somebody wants you gone because they feel like with you out the way, there will be a story to tell. And y'all resemble each other the closest. Tashiki. So, how can I get her out the way? The first thing is to fuck with your money so that you cannot establish a stable household, a stable income. You don't need to get a house when you're not sure where your next check is to come from. Okay. So if I withhold your check for whatever reason, and I can say you broke your contract, but if I had a hand in forcing you to break your contract, I am just as demonic as anybody else. I can get you to break your contract. I'm going to bring your sister on. The other sister just said the plan is to torture her until the other one want her up out of here. They want a program with your face on it, talking about how you were a light in any room that you entered. Baby, don't make me a light in a room that I enter. Just I remember a joke on Instagram that said, hell no, don't describe me as a light. Watch this. And Lemmy, I know you lying. Because when you and Natalie got into it, you held her hostage in that SUV for hours in Africa. Y'all don't remember she went live and he had all of them big ass bodyguards and she couldn't leave in Africa. And she said he was holding all of her stuff where she couldn't leave. Number one. Number two, if I take your money, honey, and you've been reckless and you have not been a good steward of your finances, I know you're not prepared to lose this job. Because remember when Chrisean got the call out of nowhere from Zeus a few months ago, and she took to the internet to say it's a blessing that God had favored her. And I remember getting in the comments, I said, God didn't call you back to know Zeus. That's when the clock started ticking in. Wasn't it weird that all of a sudden Zeus called Chrisean Rock? Was it not weird to y'all? And she was so shocked that they would want to work with her that she took to the internet to say it was a blessing in disguise. It was her ram in the bush. And God, and she thanked Zeus. And I said, that's the worst thing you can do. I was in the comments. That ain't no blessing. I don't know what it is, baby, but God did not call you to Zeus. That ain't it. So then I'm going to hold your flight. And then I'm going to hold your money. And if I'm working with Blueface on the other end, see, it takes sometimes let me tell you something. We talk about this gang. It ain't too many motherfuckers that can come up against you one person. You see it at work all the time. When they write you up, they all write you up. Gang. Keep your money. Blueface gonna work on you. Because she wasn't even fooling with Blueface when he was in jail. But little did we know, towards when he got ready to come out, they had this fictitious ceremony, right? But right before he came out, a month or two, he had his dad to kick her up out the house so that he could establish that she didn't have a stable and steady household for the baby. You see the track record? And then the other day I said, hey, hey, Chrisean, see, let me tell you something. You got to be a little street savvy up on this mofo. I said, they coming for you. They're going to take your baby. It's going to send you, but they're going to take your money first. They're going to take your money, show the courts you don't have stable household, then they're going to take your baby. And all of them are in on it. But I said, they can't take your baby right away because the way most courts works in most states, you have to establish 6 months of inconsistency by the primary parent. By the primary parent. Watch this. Now let's go back to Chrisean. I want to show y'all. They've been coming for this girl a long time. everybody around her. She had a nervous breakdown a couple of years ago. Watch this. But they all pushed her to keep going so they could eat. Here we go. Give me 1 second, y'all. It's coming. All right, here we go. Let me know when y'all can see it, and I'll go ahead and press play. Uh-oh. Can y'all see it? I don't think y'all can see it. Hold on. All right, here we go. Let's play.
Sean. Chrisean. Here. Come on, get out of here. Come on. Come on. I don't want to be baby so much, bro. I don't want to
They recognize her fragile mental state, blue face, all of them. And when she pushes back, he beats her physically. And then Tashiki piles on and want to challenge her and beat her. See, they want to beat her into submission. And then when they're done with you in Hollywood, they discard you to this day. So when y'all say, why I feel like she was sending a message to Hollywood the same way Lil Nas did. Hold on, Queen Shiba, what you talking about? Okay, let's talk about it. I covered Lil Nas walking down Hollywood Boulevard. They said he had a psychotic break. Remember? Drug-induced Dallas Cowgirl boots, draws on. The officer charged him battery, 4 or 5 different felonies under the influence, only for them to do a toxicology test, draw his blood. The nigga was sober. The nigga was sober. Where you going with this? Whatever he came from or he ran from, he faked being crazy to get up out of there. Lil Nas faked being crazy or faked being on drugs to get out of whatever party he came from. Ain't no telling what they was about to do to him up in there. He faked being crazy, walking down Hollywood Boulevard, pretended to be inebriated, only for them to lock his ass up in a mental ward, do a mandated toxicology test to find out he was fully sober. They scared the shit out of him. But he figured out how to save himself. He got up out of there. He wasn't finna let them sacrifice him. He got up out of there. He pretended to be crazy, high, whatever he needed. He got up out of there, ripped his clothes off. He was sober as all outdoors, clean as all outdoors. Thank you, Cynthia Christian said facts. Listen, nothing in his blood, but he had to get the fuck up out of there. Chrisean got up out of there. Why is Ray J the handler who was mentioned in a Diddy trial? Ray J name, I was in a Diddy trial. I was in a courtroom. Thank you, everybody, for contributing financially to y'all paid for me to go. And what I mean by paid, y'all contributed CashApp so that I could pay the line people. Because, baby, when I tell you they was only letting the first 10 to 14 in, and y'all made sure I got up in there. Them people was charging up to $500 to stand in line. When I tell you those people could charge what they want, but y'all made sure I got in there. The CashApps was one. I had to pay for Ubers. Baby, when I tell you it was expensive, but I got up in there. And I said, wait a minute now. Ray J Sure. Listen, supplied all the drugs. So why is it that Ray J is attempting to stream with these younger streamers? How come everybody that end up with you is found dead or in a bathtub or overdoses, Ray J? You came after Kai Sanat. Thank God his team wouldn't let you. You was with Chrisean. Damn, I hope I got that. I think I sent it to myself. Somebody intercepted and saw you texting Whack 100 that Chrisean was there. They trying to set her up, y'all, in Hollywood. They trying to set her up in Hollywood. If we can't get her through Zeus, guess who used to be in partnership with Zeus? Ray J. And in the words of Bob Barker, if the price is right, what? Come on down. See, when you start to enter into demonic behavior and you've sold your soul for a jelly roll, you can't sleep. Michael Jackson couldn't sleep, remember? So much so he had to get pumped full of drugs. I'll never forget. I wasn't a content creator. I was just a regular person. And I was like, he can't sleep. He finna die. And I remember somebody said, I don't know if I was in high school or college. I said, oh, he's about to die. They don't say that. I said, he is. There's no rest for the weary. And I remember speaking that. And everybody looked at me like, how dare you? I said, he is. The Bible says there's no rest for the weary. He can't sleep. There's nothing else to use him for on this earth. He's a zombie. Whatever it is chasing him down. This is a wrap. You can't do nothing but go up. Listen, but okay, I'm getting way too deep. But the point is, Ray J, your name keeps coming up. Ray J, you texted Whack 100 to let him know where she was. You dropped her location. They're coming at her from all sides. You set that up for her to be with you a couple of days. You set that up for what house for her to film in, only for us to find out you had a completely different house. You see what I'm saying? Alibi. Alibi. We gonna film in this one, but then I'm gonna be over here in that one. So just in case she fall asleep in this one, I can say I'm in that one. And then you got caught on tape, my nigga, texting Whack 100. Now, if you remember, way back in the day, Whack 100 been wanting to get at Chrisean Rock 5-6 years ago. 5-6 for whatever, I'm not sure. I'm not sure why, but that's how I first came to know her. Let me see if I can find that Ray J. Excuse me. Hold on. Let me see if I can find that Ray J. They coming for her. But Chrisean, you good. No weapon formed against. See, here's the problem with Chrisean. You've been the weapon formed against yourself. But I think she's starting to wake up. Watch this. She's starting to wake up. You better ask for clarity and discernment. You need to don't trust not any other nigga. Sit down somewhere. Sit down somewhere. Hold on. Let me show you. She had a moment of clarity, and this is what she had to say. I don't want this guy, not Ryder. Let me see if this is it. I'm going to play them out of order, y'all. Okay? I have so many. Oh my Lord. She said, from a little girl, you've been abusing me. Oh, y'all can't see it? Hold on, let me move this. She said, hold on. I don't know what's going on with StreamYard. StreamYard is tripping tonight for real, for real. Hold on, I'm gonna have to repopulate it. She's saying, see, look, can I tell y'all something in the spiritual realm? I don't think a lot of people understand that kids can be demons. Thank you, Truth West. She said, I really want y'all to hit the like button. I'm working my ass off, Anna. That's all right. They used to me working hard like that. They used to me dropping and dropping receipts. But let's run it again. She said, ever since we was little, you the only sister that tried to destroy me and abuse me. And the reason why I'm telling you that kids can be demon, y'all remember that little black girl? About 3 years ago, we heard about 2 little girls going to their grandma house for the summer, and the 10-year-old or the 11-year-old unalive the 7-year-old over a cell phone. Y'all don't remember that? And then wrapped her body up and played like she was asleep. All right. I'm just asking. Here we go.
But what's made my tongue hurt? Like it was like hard work. You don't really care about leaving Zeus, but look, Latifah, the only reason why you're so happy that I left and all this other stuff, you love when misery knocks at the front door of my household. That's just been you since I was a kid. You know why what is what. Now you keep trying to run with this weird narrative like somebody hating on you. You know I wasn't the only one that came out about it. You know our nephew said that you made him do what he did. Come on, yo. Our nephew came out first. Our other sister came out the other. Bro, people already came out before I came out. And knew. I already insinuated when I first blew up that I went through some.
So she's saying that Tashiki, although as beautiful as she is, she's the predator in the family. It can happen. Listen, no, we are long gone from the days where you be like, you got to watch who you put your kids around. These adults, kids can abuse kids too. And she's saying, you've been the abuser. Now, here's my thing. Tiny bit of grace for Tashiki. Kids that abuse other kids is because they got abused. Tiny bit of grace. Somebody did it to her. But Tashiki became, so when you see this, when you see Tashiki, I want to encourage y'all. Watch this. You're gonna say, thank you, Queen Sheba. Just follow me. I'm not gonna lead you wrong. I promise. I hone in on the psychological and the behavioral traits of the Black experience. When you start to see Tashiki square up on baddies and fight, that's that predatory little girl that used to dominate the other kids and make them do things that she should not have made them do. You looking at that in rare form. My grandma used to say rare form. All of that licking, yeah, ready to hurt somebody. That's that same demon. Now go back and watch it with a different pair of eyes. Now go back and watch it with a different perspective and tell me if you think Chrisean Rock is lying. And you're going to say, you damn right. God damn, you right, Queen Sheba. Because let me tell you something. Ain't no femininity in there. That's predatory. She be ready to fuck some shit up. And that's not fighting. That's beyond fighting. You be like, you damn, I look at this totally. Yes, baby. And when it goes unchecked, when it goes untreated, this is what it shows up as. I be telling y'all, kids that get touched, kids that get abused, when you don't put them in therapy, they become predators, not necessarily sexual. They could be the ones that fight, that lure in your little kids and beat the hell out of them. And then you find out later, they used to, when your kids get older, mama, you remember when I used to go play with my friends? They used to beat me up so bad. You remember that time my teeth fell out and I told you, they did that. Why you didn't say nothing? Scared as hell. Yeah. Tashiki is diabolical. You can't tell? Let me tell you something. Women have a soft spot. I don't care how tomboyish they may be. there's a soft spot. And you saw it with Chrisean. Some of y'all said she was humble. No, that's a soft spot. She was able to tap into her femininity when she turned to her sister and hugged her. And you know why Chrisean made the first move? Because she's the most feminine and Tashiki is the most masculine. So in a way, the humbling that you saw was not humbling. That was masculine and feminine energy. That was dominant. That was alpha. You know how dogs are roll over on their belly? Chrisean, have you ever seen a dog roll over on their belly to let the other dog know I'm not here to fight? But your belly is the most exposed and sensitive part because, you can't just do that with any dog because you can get your guts ripped out. And Chrisean went in for a hug to disarm her sister psychologically to say, I am not your enemy. I'm not here to fight. Will she fight? Yeah, if she has to protect herself. But Tashiki will always get the best of Chrisean because she dominated her. Y'all ain't ready for my content ever since she was a child. And psychologically, Chrisean will always go to a submissive role when it comes to Tashiki because she never got to. Child, let me get up out of here. Baby, let me get up out of here. But anywho, let me move on to a different one. So we got a little bit of that. Now let's go back to some other stuff that's coming in. Now listen to this sister. I want to hear this. Give me a second. We're gonna be all over the place, but if you can just rock with me. Hold on, let's see if we can get it. Y'all, my computer is running so slow. Is it StreamYard tonight? Golly, they don't want me to be great. What kids say? Golly. Let me take this off. Hold on. I want to talk about this guy.
Hey, is she running from CPS?
You said what?
Is she running from CPS?
I don't know about all that for real.
Okay, that was my one question. Bye.
Yeah, what's up?
I got a couple questions. Are we still answering questions?
You only got 2. Come on.
Okay. Does Junior eat, Freddie? Like that?
Yeah, he does eat.
No, I'm not talking about milk. Like
just real food. We do eat real food. You gotta feed it to him. You gotta.
Oh, okay. Last question. What?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's up?
I got some questions for you.
All right, come on. You got 2.
Okay, wait.
They better be good ones.
Okay, but can Junior see?
I don't know. Yes, I believe so.
But he's 2 years old, so he's older than Hayla right now. Can he walk?
Yes.
I really can't. He can't. I ain't seen him walk. But
What do you mean you haven't seen him walk? You've been around him though.
Yeah, nah. He need to go. He needs walking lessons.
That's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
You're welcome. What's up?
I got no question about that girl and her baby because at the end of the day, you gotta let God deal with it.
Right. All right. Hey, Chrisean, I'm sorry. I take it back, Chrisean. I'm sorry. Look, I just told her I'm sorry. All right, Chrisean, I'm sorry. I wish you well in the name of Jesus. I did go a little overboard, and I apologize. All right, I just did it, Ma. All right, love you.
All right. Man, let me tell you what just happened. So that's Bino. That's crazy. Chrisean don't trust nobody. Bino went live the other day. She got nothing but vultures around her. I hate to get deep, but I get deep. I hone in on the psychological and behavioral traits of the Black experience. You got to be careful. And what do you mean be careful? So let me just tell you this. I know a lot of you don't like Chrisean. That's cool. My job is to give you a different perspective, not to change your mind, but just to give you something to talk about. I love different perspectives. I hate staying in one pipeline. I'd be like, what this one do? Let me look at this one. Let me look at it this way. So when you I don't even know if I want to go there, but let me go there. Sometimes when a child is abused or an adult is abused, a man is abused, and not sexually. That's not what I'm talking about. Whether you have been cheated out of money or this and that, you have a mark on you where predators can smell you a mile away. Chrisean is surrounded by predators, okay, including him. But his mother is a saving grace because he was going to do what niggas do. He does what vultures do. Where anywhere there's a dead body, vultures gather. That's the word, period. Hold on. My mic. Sorry about that. My mic had stopped. Anywhere there's vultures gather. You'll figure it out. It took me years to figure out that scripture. So you got to be careful because you got a mark on you now, and people that are predatory, whether you, let's just say you are a coworker that don't speak up, and you be like, why I keep, it seems like everywhere I go in workplaces, I run into the same personality. Well, baby, you're going to have to change the algorithm. You gonna have to shake some shit up. You gonna have to razzle dazzle in this motherfucker. You get what I'm saying? And let bitches know. And then you gonna shake the algorithm and you gonna start to attract a different viewer. But if you do not shake the algorithm up, you gonna find yourself repeatedly going through the same lessons. You hear women cry, why I get men that don't appreciate it? You listen, you better put a little shake, rattle, and roll on this mother. You hear me? Anywho, he's predatory, but his mother is his covering, because at the end of the live, the mama called in and say, how dare you? Let me tell you, this is, listen, how dare you? And he is a fool, Cat. Cat say he a fool. He is a fool, but his mama ain't. And that's why I say Carlissa ain't shit. Quit saying no, she ain't. She ain't shit. She ain't shit. Because a good mother don't sow seeds of discord, whether she like your spouse or not, whether she like your baby mama or not, whether she like your baby daddy or not. Did you hear that mama, that black mama, get on live and say, get your ass off this live? All you need to say is, hold on. Mama was cooking. Mama say, all you need to say is, I wish her well in the name of Jesus. Baby, let me tell you something. I said, Zeus, Bravo, We TV, Love at the Lock, y'all giving the wrong motherfuckers a platform. You need to get out here and get some of these real ones in the hood that can get on here and make a difference and still give you a good show on reality television. His mother is a real one. That's a healed, healthy woman. And because of his mama, he's halfway decent, because he listened to his mama when she came in the picture and say, make it right now. Don't you ever speak on a woman and her child. That's not what real men do. You gonna say, I wish you well. Sorry it didn't work out, in the name of Jesus. And he trusted his mama, and that's what he did. And then he said, I'm sorry, Chrisean, I went too far. So we checked that off. Great. That's awesome. He owe her that because she was good to him. You can't prey on her because, see, a lot of y'all don't have spines. I always say, I'm very careful about who I hang out with. Me, I ain't jumping on no fucking bandwagon. I can't stand a weak person. That's the low hanging. You finna jump on that because everybody else on that? Stand back. It's like a person getting jumped by 12 people. I'm not getting in that fight. My lick is just one. They ain't gonna know who hit them. So why would I get in it? You finna go get you a lick? Wow, everybody else is. Come on, fool. And he was about to do the same thing. Didn't even need to. You ain't got no qualms with Chrisean, but you're about to capitalize on it. And that's crazy. And your mama said no. Your mama said, don't do that. And then they play clips, y'all, of how long people have been picking on Chrisean. They say the industry been coming for her head for a while. Let's take a look.
And prepare for this. Jason, really? Wow. I'm shy. Give it up for Jason Lee, man. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate you, man. First of all, obviously, I want to thank God. Give it up for God. And Jesus.
All right, let me tell you something. Jason Lee has a demonic look about him to me. Jason Lee used to be on Love and Hip Hop. He looked full. His face was full. And when I say full, it was healthy. Jason Lee is in a sunken place, if you ask me. His entire face has changed. And I wasn't able to put I just say he looks different. Go back and look at him on Love and Hip Hop. And although he was messy, he wasn't sold out. His soul had not been auctioned off yet. If you listen to Lemmy, let me start it all over. He said, Jason, really? Wow. Lemmy was so disgusted in this moment by Jason, he couldn't even focus on his acceptance speech, that even Phaedra Parks was like, what the fuck is going on? Everybody in the audience was like, what the fuck is going on? Let me give you that. Now watch it.
I definitely wasn't prepared for this. Jason, really? Wow. I'm shy. Give it up for Jason Lee, man. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate you, man. First of all.
Jason looks very uncomfortable. What Queen Sheba, what are they talking about? It seemed like code language. It is. Jason, really? Wow. I'm shocked. He's not talking about the award. He's talking about Jason. How dare you betray me when I put you on? How dare you betray me when I put money in your pocket? How you know, Queen Sheba? Here we go.
First of all, obviously, I want to thank God. Give it up for God and Jesus Christ. If you believe in Jesus, I see you. I give it for Chrisean Rock in the building. She's been making the most noise tonight. I don't know why they put her behind me. That was very disrespectful.
Y'all see that? Give it up for Chrisean Rock. She's in the building. I don't know why you would seat her behind me. That is very disrespectful. I don't know why you would. Who says that at an awards gala? I don't know why you would seat her behind me. He says that. That's like Will Smith slapping the shit out of Chris Rock. He slapped the organ. Why would you put her behind? And he couldn't hold his disdain, his hate. Y'all got to be careful sitting around motherfuckers that don't like you. Some of you think because you breaking bread, you on the phone, they flued you in, flued you out, you just got a raise, you just got a promotion, your mother-in-law bought you a gift that they like you. He's disgusted by her, can't stand her. Now you think it's a lie that they trying to take her out? He said, why would you sit her by me? Disrespectful. Let's go. Now watch this.
All right. The Brad is here. Brad, last year, you told me that you was going to do a track with me. We still ain't did it yet. Hey, you're right. I didn't hit you because you never gave me your phone number. I think you gave me a Google number. Fantasia, I love you so much. And I feel like this is my second time seeing you in real life. And I'm in my feelings because I remember voting for you. I was working at Alaska Airlines. And I remember voting for you and believing in you. And so much of you lives in me too. I see you talk and I'm just like, yes, keep speaking. And I was just wondering if you want to do a little album together. Maybe you want to do the hook on my next song called Positive.
We going somewhere with this. What happened? Why? What's going on? I'm really confused, Queen Sheba. When Lemmy put out the dog whistle, why would you put Chrisean behind me to everybody in the room? Is disrespectful. That keyed up Tiffany Haddish to become very disrespectful to Chrisean Rock, unprovoked. Let's continue. Watch this. It gets real uncomfortable.
Tiffany versus negative to me. Yeah. And you go, positive to me. She positive. Hey, you want to get me? Never mind. Okay, anyways. Chrisean, sit your ass down. You just got out of jail yesterday acting like this. Come on now. They didn't give you your meds when you left. Relax. You remind me of my little cousin Deanna. I swear, me and you, we right here.
And then if you look in the comments, everybody said Tiffany went on and on, so much so that the brat became uncomfortable with her attacks on Chrisean. At first, the brat took a sip of water, and then people started looking at Tiffany like, whoa, hold on now. You talking about people's mental health? Did you take your medicine? You just got out of jail? They said people in this gala started to get real uncomfortable. Let's continue.
Right here, I'm gonna take you to the hood. You gonna come over there with me on 54th and West, and let's see if you act like this. You know what this room needs?
Look at the brat adjusting her collars. That's nervous energy. Remember, I told you the one that shifts and touches the most is nervous energy.
This room needs a cleansing. The grace of God knows exactly.
So then she says, because Chrisean is here, this room needs a cleansing. See, now we've gone from comedy to personal attacks, and you're only feeling uncomfortable because Lemmy called all of y'all disrespectful for seating Chrisean behind him. Who the fuck is he? Thank you. Asia say they do humiliation rituals without anyone being aware. You just feel it. Everybody was uncomfortable. And then let's continue. I want to find the one of Chrisean talking about how she know what's going down now. Maybe I won't be able to find it. I hope I can find it. Give me 1 second. I don't know if this is it, but this is where Chrisean officially leaves Baddies USA. Chrisean, she said, I left respectfully. Lemmy Plummer, Lemuel Plummer says, I'm glad Miss Rock made it home safely. Y'all, that's a threat. I didn't understand how they talk in code until I went to the Diddy trial. I didn't understand what different words meant until I went to the Diddy trial. And they played, when I tell you they didn't play everything. Y'all, there was hundreds of audio, thousands of texts. And the words that we would use normally, and we'd be like, make it home safe. That ain't what that mean in Hollywood. So let me read it again. I'm glad Miss Rock made it home safely in LA. At no point were her personal belongings ever held hostage. Per standard procedure, our talent department temporarily safeguards cast members' possessions during active filming. Why? To place a tracker? Why? To get in her shit? To put a bug in it? Why? To tamper with it? Safely. Thank you. Why you need my shit? As a safeguard, he says. That's a lie, sir. The first thing they do in corporate America when they fire you is they want you up out of there. They're going to put all your shit in a box. They walking you out with your stuff. You're a liar. That's not how it works at all. What you doing with her stuff? Yeah. Miss Rock's premature and unannounced departure created a brief logistical delay as our team attempted to locate her to promptly return her items. You're lying, which they did expeditiously. End of story. We sincerely wish Miss Rock continued success in all her future endeavors. May God bless her every step of the way. Respectfully. So let me tell you what's wrong with this. Most corporations, the CEO, the COO, the executive producer does not issue a formal statement. A representative on the behalf of the network will, but not you. That's how I know your ass is lying. You trying to control the narrative. Get out of here. Now, I'm not saying that everything she said is true or everything that he's saying is not true, but you lying. And you feel the need to control and dominate and get out of there to control the narrative and put out the fire. Let's hear what her sister has to say.
Serene. This is Serene and Tasiki right here.
What?
Right here.
Why do you have them as dogs?
Always got them T-Flips Hawk, and this is the ring. If you know, you know.
Okay, that's different. It reminds me of that Nicki Minaj Chucky doll she be posting. Is that real? Ground it up in a powder. I put it in. You can put it in your water. You can put it in your coffee. I like to take it in my smoothies because I don't like to taste it. It tastes like you can actually use this to make mushroom gravy. A lot of y'all.
So she was just talking about what was she talking about? The dolls that she had on Tasha's couch. She was basically just saying what they represented and the different sisters' personalities. Now, I want to show you this. I think this is the one where Chrisean is talking about her needing to get to safety.
And everybody that keep trying to get something out of me. No. If you want to see me, come to Baltimore on my turf where I'm safe at. I'm not going out there in LA unless I get paid. And I'm right back in Baltimore. I just bought acres of land. I'm building a foundation, a compound. I'm getting married. It's so much things that I've been working on behind the scenes with God. I'm just going to allow him to just bless it, sanctify it, and that's it. I'm out the way on purpose, bro. Y'all don't know. Y'all don't even know the half. And I feel like that's the thing. Y'all don't know too much, so y'all trying to get me on here to talk too much. I'm not ready to talk to y'all, but I had to check Steve. Steve, I watched his show since I was a kid, bro. I look at you like you got me through my childhood. Your shows used to come on the TV and we didn't have cable. That's how I know. That's how, Steve, I grew up with you, Steve, and I like how you used to stand up for people when they used to play with you, or play with other women. And everybody that keep trying to get something out of me. No.
So if you understand Hollywood, you can't go directly at people. You're going to sideswipe everybody except the real people. You need to go, Chrisean. You need to go. But on the flip side of that, I got to be fair. You batshit crazy in some ways because of what you've been through. I wouldn't want my son with you. And because of that, let me run it down like this because I got to be fair. Hold on, Queen Sheba. You can't let us slide. I'm not. Watch this, though. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if this is it. Yeah, that's it. Here we go.
Do you actually trust Chrisean?
She's smooth. I know she's gonna keep it solid in there. She ain't never gave me no Mickey feeling or even a feeling to make me think some shit like that. And we know the truth, you know? Like, there's no who to play with, there's no who not to play with. You feel me?
Most definitely. Now you know Blueface, he fresh out of jail. He asked Chrisean, he like, is she a blue nose or is she a red nose? In other words, is she a Crip or a Blood? Now, her answer, she said she a Crip.
They trying to unalive this girl. By going, they doing this on purpose. By going and documenting for the gang members that this girl stands on one side or the other. The walls of Jericho are tumbling down, Chrisean. If they can't get you by way of gang behavior, baby girl, they coming for you. They coming for you. And you just, I don't give a damn how much you can fight. You still a woman. It ain't shit you can do with a man. Period.
How you feel about that?
That's just weird behavior. Why would you even pitch your baby mama in a situation like that for her to pick Bloods or Crips and she don't game, she don't know shit about it? You feel me? And that's how people become victims in the street. You feel me?
Most definitely.
Bro, but he's just weird for even putting her in a situation.
Did you hear what this young man said? Why would he do that to her? That's how you become a victim to the street. Why would you put a call on her head like that, Blueface? If that's your child's mother, why would you put a dime on her head? That's why rate they call WAC 100. Now do you understand the title of my video, The Plot to Harm Chrisean Rock? The dog whistles have always been out there. He said, you just put a dime on her head. Why would you do that? You understand how this works. You know what you're doing. You calling the goons. There she go. Her sister said, listen, they plotting on her. As a matter of fact, let me go back and play the sister. I assume she was talking about the sister. She said, I'm not with it. I can't do it. I can't make like I'm going to make up with her when I got something under my arm and I'm going to do something to her. And if they don't do something to her, they're going to force her to do it to herself. Hence, the reason why I say they want her gone by any means necessary. Why? Because somehow Tashiki feels like she is the next Chrisean Rock. And let me tell you something. Not going to happen, Tashiki. Bitch, if they took Diddy down, they can take you down. Now, this is where I say, Chrisean, you need to sit this one out. Whoever this boy, I know your son gone, ma'am, and he 19. See, ain't no way a child this age is supposed to have them kind of tattoos on his face. I don't give a damn if he come from a single parent home, his mama, his daddy. But if you have enough influence, you be like, don't play with me. Well, you can't tell them what to do. Yes, you can. If they've been used to you telling them what to do. Yes, you can. If they've been used to you speaking life over them. Yes, you can. You just got to know how to finesse it. Shit. If you can get in these streets and get these niggas to buy you a purse, you can't finesse your own kid into behave. Y'all quit playing with me. If you can finesse a nigga into buying you a purse, a Louis Vuitton, paying your rent and bills, you can't finesse your own seed into acting right. You can't spit a little game to your own child and tell them how good they are. You too handsome for that. You too beautiful for that. What are you doing? Can I get a tattoo? You can do what you want, but don't be surprised if society rejects you, because what this says is dirty, dusty goon. Listen, clock that T. So we can finesse everybody else. This nigga, I'm outside. Get the head, get the bread, then leave. I got all this power, except when it comes to my own. Blue dropped a dime on him. This guy just told you. Now, I'm going to just say this to this boy. I don't even want to talk to him. Let me talk to your mama. Go get your son, ma'am. Go snatch your son up from the pits of hell. Pull him by his hair. Go told her, I wouldn't give a damn who she is. Get your ass up out of here. Too much you finna marry a damn Chrisean Rock. Rock my ass. Get up out of here. Sorry, Chrisean, I ain't got nothing against you, but he know better. Too much you finna marry your ass 19. I can't even get you to go to school and you finna walk down there. Get up out of here right now. Baby, please. Couldn't be me. Couldn't be me. Mama, you need to, I ain't going no damn where. Ma'am, Chrisean, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to him. You finna get up out of here. And that's all I got. Listen, it's been a hell of a conversation tonight. I went 90 minutes straight. You know what I'm going to do? Y'all hung in there with me. I'm going to open up the lines. I'm going to let y'all get one off tonight. I'm going to let you share your opinion. Everybody gets about 30 to 45 seconds. All right? I'm dropping a link. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all. Thank you. Now what now? For the 5-piece and the pepper. Now what now says, I hate that Chrisean and Tamar couldn't work things out. They are one and the same. Not necessarily. Chrisean out there like a month. She out there eating people's cake with her hands and stuff like that. She out there. Uncouth. She didn't know to put herself together. You around Tony Braxton, the legend. Shut up. Be quiet. They're about to pray. They're not one and the same. They have similarities. What is Chrisean's sign, by the way? Chrisean is, she's been tampered with. All right, Moochie. Thank you, Moochie, for the 5-piece super sticker. We appreciate you, Moochie. Thank you. So that's all I got, y'all. Thank you. Sharonda TV says, I love everything about your commentary. And look, I'm gonna take my time. You don't it ain't gotta be perfect. Shit, get up. Go to the other room. Why I sure want to call in. Just get up real quick. Get your phone. You ain't gotta come on camera. Go to the other room. Put your blankie over your head and be like, all right, here's my thoughts. And then go back to bed. That's it. Chrisean too. Thank you. It's me. CC said, this was good. Jenya girl, welcome 804 with tonight's welcome to tonight's live. What are your thoughts?
Hello, and I want to say thank you once again, Queen in the Palace, for having me. I'm gonna make it real quick. I came up here the other night. I spoke. I never not held her accountable. I'm not saying that she's innocent, but I want to thank you once again, Queen, because you did your research and you came back and you gave your feedback. And again, nobody is not saying this child is not responsible. Nobody is saying she didn't put any of this on herself, but I so respect what she did today or tonight, and I want to appreciate the palace for taking the time to listen to what you had to say. And I want to say kudos as usual because I stay in your bushes, but I'm out of your bushes. I will be more active within your chat because I listen to you. And again, you're someone that I respect for being real and giving it to us real and not listening to what other people have to say. And I wanted to come up here for the person who said I was the stupid word. Thank you for proving that person wrong again. I'm just a human. And that's it. And that's all. Thanks again, Queen Sheba. Thanks for the palace. And this was a wonderful chat for the night. And thank you again. And I'm dropping down. Clock
All
that.
right. Thank you. She's dropping down. That's Genya girl. And listen, let me tell you something. Man, I like a good challenge over here. You know, the live before this live, I was telling people shit. I was in high school, I was on a debate team. I can get on either side of the argument. Either side. It don't mean I like that person. It don't mean I'm in cahoots. It don't mean I'm a fan of Tamar. I just I don't like the low hanging fruit. I'd be like, that's too easy to pile on to somebody. You know, even if I don't like them, nah, I ain't finna jump them. Welcome, Dazzle. What are your thoughts on tonight's conversation?
Hello, Queen Shiva. How you doing? You got me up tonight.
I got you up tonight, boo boo.
Okay, so look, I like the fact that you did come on with this show with your perspective because at the end of the day, many things can be true at the same time. Okay. So I agree with your perspective as well. And even though I do have my own perspective, and one of them is about the gang activity. To be honest, I believe that that young man was being disingenuous because Chrisean Rock herself, she does flip flop between Crips and Bloods. She say she a Crip one day and she's threatening people saying that she's gonna get the Crips on them. The next day she's a Blood and she's threatening people saying that she's gonna get the Bloods on them. At some point, people have to realize, and I'm not even in the gang, I'm not from LA, nothing like that, right? But what I do know about people that live over there, that live that lifestyle, they take it seriously, right? So you got people, that's been unalived, their family members been unalived, due to these gangs, they've been in gangs for generations, so they take it seriously. And the one thing I do have a problem with is that she does have to take accountability of doing that because she's going to mess around and be around people who don't play that stuff and will literally like hurt you based on you playing with their game. You see what I'm saying, Queen Sheba?
I get it. But can we agree that Blue dropped a dime on her?
I mean, well, as far as what? About rep your
Let me play
stats?
it again. Hold on. Let me play it
Because
again.
I can tell you,
Hold
because
on.
I can tell you why. Okay, yeah.
Okay, you want me to play it or you got your viewpoint ready to go?
Oh, I got it ready to go because
Go
what I was
ahead. Go
asking,
ahead.
because what I was asking was, I don't believe he really did that because, to be honest with you, she was flip flopping the whole time. So if you're with a Crip, you know, while he's in jail, and you're rapping Crip and this, that, and the third, and you know Blue is rapping. I mean, not Crip. I mean Bloods, and you know Blue is
Okay, they say
rapping
you
Crip
can listen
this
to
whole
the video.
time.
Hold on, let me play the
Yeah.
video. They say, hold on. They say play the video for you. They say what? Hold on, and then let me play it, and then let me call on you because I want to make sure I give you a few minutes to think about it. So we're not gonna rush you through your thoughts if you come up here. You know, if you making sense, I'm gonna let you talk. You get what I'm saying? Hold on, let's pull it up. We're gonna take it down. Now we finna pull it up. Just listen very carefully.
Do you actually trust Chrisean?
She's smooth. I know she gonna keep it solid in her end. She ain't never gave me no Mickey feeling or even a feeling to make me think some shit like that. And we know the truth, you know? Like, there's know who to play with, there's know who not to play with. You feel me?
Most definitely. Now you know, Blueface, he fresh out of jail. He asked Chrisean, he like, is she a blue nose or is she a red nose? In other words, is she a Crip or a Blood? Now, her answer, she said she a Crip. How you feel about that?
That's just weird behavior. Why would you even pitch your baby mama in a situation like that for her?
Okay.
Hold on. Marinate. We marinate over here. You know how you do your chicken?
Yeah.
Okay, marinate. Hold on. Let's finish.
Or to pick Bloods or Crips and she don't game bang. She don't know shit about it. You feel me? And that's how people become victims in the street. You feel me?
Most definitely.
Bro, but he's just weird for even putting her in a situation like that. And she don't know LA game bang. You feel me? Bro.
Now, did she ask you before she linked up with Blueface? Or did she just pop out with him?
She called me like, hey, daddy, you want me to take my son to my baby daddy? I'm like, yeah, because I'm a baby father. I wouldn't want my baby mama keeping my kids from me. Feel me? So I'm like, of course, go take her. I ain't no press bitter about none of that shit. At the end of the day, that's her baby daddy. 20 years from now, 30 years from now, that's still gonna be her baby daddy.
Do you feel like she has set you up or?
What he say is, it don't matter what she said or did. From a man to a woman, you don't ever publicly put a hit out like that on your child's mother. That's how you become a victim to the streets. You know what that means, Dazzle. What are your thoughts?
Okay, my thoughts is this. That is true, but what also is true is that you don't do that to yourself either, because you know your baby daddy is a Crip, correct? And you have been banging Blue this whole time until you got locked up, correct? So you're messing with a Blood now, right? And you're banging and you're rapping Blood. So why wouldn't your baby daddy ask you that? Now they do everything online. Is it appropriate? No. But in the same token, if it wasn't what Blue was saying, it's what she's doing too. So both of them are putting her in harm's way. Not him, but Blue and herself are doing that.
Well, I'm just asking you from a woman's perspective.
And as a woman,
hold on now, Dazzle.
Yeah.
Hold on,
Okay.
Dazzle. Because hold on, Dazzle. Listen to me. I'm not disagreeing, but I like to push back from a. Have you ever had a man to cover you?
Yes.
Okay. What does that feel like?
No, and Miss Queen Sheba, I'm
Hold
sorry,
on,
I'm new
uppity,
to here, but
Negro. You gotta wait now. Hold on, uppity. Stay on mute. I'm coming. I'm coming to you. Uppity is next. Hold on, uppity. They ready, girl. They ready. Have you had a man to cover you, Dazzle?
Yes.
What did that feel like?
It felt safe. And the one thing that my man will do,
It felt what?
It felt safe. But I am going to
Hold
tell
on,
you this.
no. That's all you
Yes.
need to say. Hold on. It felt, say it again.
It felt safe. I felt safe and
That's it.
secure.
Okay, now if your husband, baby daddy, get out and tell your deepest dark secret, it don't matter what you said, but if he reiterates that from a man's perspective to other men, would you feel safe?
But see, he would never do that because that's a man. Blueface is not a
That's
man.
it. But Blueface is out of order. Can we agree?
Yeah, we can say that he's out of order, but however,
no, I gotta go to the next caller. I gotta go.
I just feel like she is out of order too.
I gotta go to the next one. Go on mute.
No,
Hold on,
no.
Dazzle. Hold on, everybody. Wait, everybody, let me call you. Y'all got it now. We got to do order now. Dazzle, mute up. All right, welcome, uppity Negro.
Thank you, Queen Sheba. And I
You're
hope the other
welcome.
callers here because I don't feel like her daddy made her feel safe or protected because the fact that they're arguing about a illegal organization that may have good intentions starting out, but what they are here today is weird to me. Like, I feel like the first time Chrisean Rock, in my opinion, switched game is when she went from acknowledging childhood abuse and acting like, oh, I wasn't a part of that group to saying it later now that somebody is on the same level as her and that's how she want to humble them. That's in my opinion when she switched game from childhood victim and basically how she did not put parameters and put her own child in place. But this person that's claiming that they're married and a daddy that put things in place, arguing about Bloods and Crip is weird to me, especially on this channel. But I'll mute.
Girl, I hone. Okay, what do you know about? How long have you been with me, uppity Negro?
Now I think I maybe like a month or two, but I've been
New.
loving you ever since I met you. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay, so you've been here a month, right?
Maybe two, not a month,
Okay,
over a
that's
month.
fine. Okay.
Yeah.
But do you know my tagline?
I'm not gonna lie. What's your tagline?
I hone in on the psychological and the behavioral traits of the Black
Oh, that's
experience.
your tagline. I know you always say that. Okay, then I do not because you damn sure said it every line. I wasn't aware that was your tagline. I'm sorry, Queen Sheba.
That's okay. So you can't be surprised when I'm talking about things that go on with Black people because I hone in on the psychological and the behavioral traits of the Black experience. If it's behavioral or psychological, I'm going to talk about it.
No, not with you so much. It was just her standing and how she stood on business about like Bloods and Crips, and I feel like everybody got to start from somewhere. So maybe I'm new to your channel, but certain psychological standpoints, is unfamiliar to me. When I be listening to your replays,
I got you.
You know, okay, so that's it.
No, but here's the beauty of it. This is why everybody like coming over here. Hold on, Sharonda, because they may not agree with everything they hear, but it opens up. And you know how somebody say, I may not agree, but I see your point. And that's the kind of channel we are. When people come in, they be like, hold on, I disagree. And they can do that freely because you go to some channels on YouTube, you're going to get called every name in the book, but not over here. We want to hear what you think. Sharonda, welcome. What are your thoughts?
Hi, I have two actually. Now, the very first one is kind of spiritual and distasteful, but for Chrisean Rock, you cannot possibly suck and swallow and still think you carry anointing in your tongue. That's my first thing. And my second thing is they're playing this game of tic-tac-toe. If you notice, the first day when Blueface was out, Chrisean Rock actually dropped their location. And that could have been dangerous on both ends, whether it was Crips, Blood, or just some unsettled street beef. So it's dangerous all the way around. I enjoy your commentary. I have a birthday tomorrow. Well, today, 54, and I'm enjoying your show and just laying back. So much love, plenty of blessings, and immediately after this, I will join, be a member.
All right, that's Sharonda Thompson. That's a Scorpio. I'm a Scorpio, y'all.
Absolutely.
I attract a lot of Scorpios and water signs and Pisces and Cancers and Libras and Leos. They be all over here. We just be fighting.
Yes.
I'm a Pisces, and I've been obsessed with your channel. Trying to get everybody I know to watch you and stuff like that, especially with corporate lives. You know, because I know a lot of people, especially in this climate we have. But I hope this lady don't have a problem with me.
Thank
But
you for the birthday shout out. I'm sorry to interrupt if I'm still on. Go
No
ahead.
problem. Okay, go ahead. Uppity Negro.
Oh no, I was quiet because I thought she was going to say something, but
No,
I was
you
going
said
to
that
say
you
something to
enjoy
the.
the channel.
Yeah, I enjoy your channel, and I try to get everybody I know to watch you because I really love you and all your aspects. That's what I'm trying to say. I enjoy the beauty of your channel, but I do want to bring up another point because while we had another
Hold
side,
that
I
thought,
feel like it's
LP. Let me go to the next person, and then I'm gonna do a round table. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm coming back to you. Hold it. Go, everybody, mute up. Let me go to Genia Girl 804. What you got?
That's hi, I'm back. Okay, so first, I'm trying to remember because there was a lot of talk in between. So when we want to talk about what she repping, I agree with the young fellow because even though he might do what he do and we don't know what he do per se, um, he spoke in general. Why? Because I deal with a guy. You have to put me on blast, knowing that our platform is very big. So just because I deal with an R dealer, let's just say, who is he to put me on a live video knowing that it's big? I'm a female. I'm not claiming, I'm not repping, I'm not doing any of that because I'm not in it. But when I'm with the person that I'm with, I'm claiming what that person claims. It might sound stupid. I'm older now. I'm 44. I'm older now. But in my 20s, I probably did a whole bunch of stuff. Excuse me, guys, because I do have a cold. I'm not crying. I have a cold. But I probably did a lot of stuff that did not make sense. My mom probably didn't approve. My dad didn't approve. Multiple people didn't approve. I'm just trying to understand why is she held belt to butt and nobody else is held to those same standards?
That's a good
Not
question. Hold
she's
on.
accountable. Yeah.
Hold on.
Me.
Let me go to the next caller. That's a good question. I gotta get it. Everybody, mute up. Pam, what are your thoughts? That's a good question.
Hello, Scorpio, sister. My thing is this here. I have what I wanted to say is this that everybody always say Chrisean this, Chrisean that, Chrisean this, and Chrisean that and stuff. Like she's the bad person, and that's not who she is. Um, you just have to get to know her and stuff. But for Blue to put, it's almost like he is trying to set her up and stuff. And my thing is this here. I've been following Chrisean for a long time and stuff. And I just think that yes, it is a setup for her. You can see the play. Anybody that got common sense, you can see the play and stuff. And the only reason why she's going live and putting everything in place is for her safety and her baby safety. When you got peoples out here that they know this man baby, he know that's his baby, and people's doing fake. I mean, not fake. Trying to do paternity tests and all this stuff. There, she's in his world. That's me around all of his family and stuff. So yes, I will go live too for my safety, and that's all I wanted to say. Thank you for having me up on your palace.
That's a good point. Man, that's like street smarts. You know what? I'm in this motherfucker by myself. I got him, I got his daddy. He just stumped my back. This man and beat me. You know what? Let me marinate on that. Hey, this is Ree. What are your thoughts?
Hello, everybody. Blessings, Queen Sheba, and blessings to everyone in the chat. I am Ree. I'm also a content creator. I'm a Chrisean supporter. I've been watching her for a long time. Can you all hear me? I'm sorry, I didn't even ask.
Oh, absolutely. We
Okay,
give you the utmost respect. Go ahead.
awesome. So yes, I'm glad you're going over this information because what I talk about on my channel is basically what we're seeing is Chrisean is going through a spiritual warfare, in my opinion. What's going on with Blue? What's going on with Carlissa? What's going on with Whack? All this stuff is manufactured. It's premeditated. All this stuff is going on, and everybody is connected. What you showed is only a piece of what's going on. It's deeper than what we think. It's deeper than the gangs. It's much more than what people are even seeing. They need to realize what's going on, because WAC is connected to so many people that are behind the scenes doing things, posting things about Chrisean. All of these people are connected to WAC 100. If nobody knows that, okay. A lot of the pages are from either Clubhouse, or they have some connection to him. Even Bino, the guy that was just with her or whatever the heck was going on, that was PR, whatever. He's connected to WAC too. So it's like, okay, all these people are trying to attack her, are trying to come against her, are trying to bring her down, and we have Carlissa doing this daily.
And Wax said he was given like you know how you give a B-roll. He was like, "Oh, I remember Carlissa stole my wallet. I watched her. Well, how come you ain't got the same energy for her? You remember he talked about how she stole his wallet, but he let
Yes.
her, and with no hard feelings. But Wack been coming after Chrisean, y'all, ever since she was like 19,
For
maybe
years.
for 19.
4 years. As soon as she got on the show, Blue Girls Club, he's been after her ever since, because he knew from the beginning that Chrisean was going to help bring Blue out of whatever mess that he's trying to bring him into.
Well,
And
Blue wasn't Blue tied up in a deal or contract under
yes,
Wack.
yes,
Y'all, this is
Blue,
money. Remember we said follow the money?
yes,
Go
yes.
ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, not trying to cut you off at all. Sorry about that. But Blue is entangled with Wack to an extent where I knew when he got out, he had no choice but to be attached to him. He's on a leash. Blue is on a leash, and he has no choice but to do whatever they want him to do, and that's including doing whatever to Chrisean, acting like the baby isn't his, which he didn't do that, and I'm sure they were furious about that. Because that's always been Wack is posting to this day that the baby isn't his. Carlissa is posting to this day that the baby isn't his. Even when Blue came out and said, "This is my son, my son, my son, my son," and people are still trying to run with that narrative, it's all because they have a thing against Chrisean. They want to bring Chrisean down. They can't stand Chrisean at all, because Chrisean is the way to bring Blue to God, in my opinion.
Well, Chrisean, okay,
Mm-hmm.
so watch this. Hold on. Hold on. Let me
Mm-hmm.
think. Give me a couple of seconds, y'all, for everybody. It takes me a couple of seconds. Chrisean came out and said, and I got so many damn videos on Chrisean. I'll be like, which one? Chrisean said, what
Right.
y'all don't know is that there was a deal already in place before he got out of jail that he's going to have a show. It's going to be
Yes.
him, Carlissa, and another girl. I don't know who the girl is. They going to all move in the house. You know what's going to make the show complete?
Mm-hmm.
Junior. That's why they swabbing the baby. Because if we could get Blueface and help clean up his image as a single father and get the baby away, everybody in the Black community will be tuned in. They're trying to clean him up by destroying her. They try to kill
Exactly.
that baby and make Carlissa the perfect grandmother who Blueface was dealing with this demonic ass a girl that sent him to jail. That's why Carlissa kept saying, "You ain't sending my son back to jail." And I told her,
Mm-hmm.
if y'all look at everything that's happening, this family is already in negotiations and keep me honest here with Hollywood. What are your thoughts?
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
can I just step in real quick and say this?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, I appreciate that because at the end of the day, well, I agree that a lot of people, especially grown men and women, several decades above her, were on her top. But at the end of the day, she had the power in her pregnancy to not drink and smoke and fight. And afterwards, when he was in jail and she had no support and was kicked out of his house, so we're not gonna play these games. Like at the end of the day, I feel for Chrisean and I understand what she's saying, but at the end of the day, Chrisean does not have her baby at the helm of anything. Krishan does not.
Thank you.
Let me finish. Let me finish because I did not sit here and interrupt anybody. I didn't interrupt anybody. So at the end of the day, while Blueface was in jail and she was living in his house and got kicked out, Krishan had so many avenues to get her baby the help that he obviously need for
What help
being
does he
born with
need?
alcohol syndrome.
What help does he need, Suge? See, now you're being
He,
ignorant,
you
and
know,
I don't
I'm
mean to
being
be rude.
honest.
I'm
Her
sorry.
baby is
You don't
clearly
know what's wrong
delayed.
with him.
No,
You
no,
don't
no,
know
no,
what's
no.
wrong
Can
with
I say
him.
this? No, you asked me
But
a
you
question.
said
You cannot.
alcohol. You
No,
said
you
fetal
asked me a
alcohol
question.
syndrome.
But ma'am, you asked me a
You don't know
question.
what's
Now
wrong
you're
with
answering.
him.
You're asking me a question. Now you're answering it for me. So it clearly like you're too much of a Chrisean Rock fan and not too
You
much of
said
a
he has
Christian
fetal
Hold
Junior.
on,
alcohol
y'all.
Man,
Hold
syndrome.
on,
yeah,
everybody. Everybody,
man.
wait.
That's one thing.
Hold
No,
on, hold
no.
on, hold on.
I
I'm
will say
asking
allegedly.
everybody to pause. I'm asking everybody to pause. Listen to me very carefully. We got it. Everybody gonna get to go. Who was the first person talking? Just say your name. Don't finish your sentence. Okay, okay.
Uppity was
Pause,
the first
pause,
person,
pause,
and
pause,
I
pause,
didn't
pause.
interrupt anybody.
Uppity, pause. That's okay. Just give me your name. And then who was the second person that jumped in?
That was Reed. I'm sorry.
Okay, okay. Ree, I need you to go on mute.
Yes, ma'am. I won't say
All right,
anything.
that's okay. Go on mute.
And I'm
Everybody,
still
hold
here.
on, hold
I'm
on,
on mute.
hold on. Let me got it. I got it. This will keep it clean. Uppity, go ahead and finish. And then when I'm ready for you, I'm gonna tag you in, okay? After Uppity. Go
Okay,
ahead,
yeah,
Uppity.
that's fine.
Okay, go ahead, Uppity.
Okay, I appreciate that. So I was responding to the earlier comments while I was being mute, as far as like, and I initially started out my point was I do agree with that. People were on Chrisean Rockhead. Got other people got brought on later, and I feel like Blue's mama wasn't a good mama to him. He stated that himself. Chris, but at the same token, just like Blueface mama wasn't a good mom to him, I don't think Chrisean Rock is a good mom to her son. And the reason why I feel like that is because of the obvious developmental delays. He has several of them. As a mom of an autistic child, I know that I'm not saying the child's autistic. I'm just saying there's so many I wouldn't even consider the child autistic. I don't know what that is. I'm not a doctor. I'm not even in the medical field. I just know that child is severely delayed. I know that child has been in many situations that a good mom would never put their child in. And I know for a fact that Blueface was in the jail majority of the goddamn time. And while I can't agree with they probably going to try to bring Blueface to make him, because I found that weird. They was like, all the babies standing like Jesus touched them or some shit when Blueface come out of jail. I agree with that, but at the same token, I think the main owner should be on the mama. At the end of the day, we don't know who the daddy is, but we know who the mama is, and I'll shut up.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
All right, pause. Hold on. Everybody wait. Let me call you. Because I like people marinating when people say, go ahead and mute up, Uppity Negro. I need you not to come off mute. Thank you. I'm going to give you 30 seconds so we don't get stuck, y'all. Sometimes panels can get stuck. Hey, this is Ree. Would you like to respond?
Yes, I just feel like, assuming what a child has just because we see what we think we see or whatever it is, it's just wrong. It's ignorant and it's not okay because we wouldn't want anyone to do that to our children. So like let's not do that. You can talk about Krishan all day if you want to, but to say what the baby might have with no evidence is just, come on now. We don't even have to go there. We don't know anything that the child has. We have no idea.
Okay.
So I mean, yeah, that's what I was trying to say. And I didn't mean to speak over her. That was
No. It's
wrong.
good.
But
Everybody
yes.
good up here. You don't have to apologize. So I think that's fair on both sides. I don't think it needs going back and forth. I think both of you
Right.
ladies are headed in the right direction of positivity and just standing on what you said. I think that's okay. Right, panel?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
No.
Queen Sheba, I would like to add something too, though.
Okay, go ahead. And then we're going to go ahead and wrap up here in a second. Go ahead.
Okay, so real quick, when it comes to Krishan and her parenting, like I understand people make mistakes and things like that, but if I was her, certain things I wouldn't like let the internet see or do. Like it was this one point where Bino, I guess they was in the hotel room and they were drinking and smoking. The whole room is like filled with smoke and
Amen.
stuff, and
Amen.
Julia
Amen.
is on the
Amen.
couch, just laying on the couch.
Right
And
there
I'm like,
in the
well,
center.
so I'm like, well, first of all, I understand people make mistakes, but that's something you wouldn't want first time, second time mom, whatever type of mom, you wouldn't want your child there, right? In that situation, in that atmosphere. And that's for one. And for two, I really do feel like sometimes Chrisean creates her own storms.
Come
Like
on,
a lot of the
crazy.
stuff with Blueface coming home, she ain't had no business running up the Blueface the minute that he got home and kissing his back and being, just like they had sex already or something like that. Then to go back to this 20-year-old, like it doesn't make sense to me. So I do feel like she causes her own storms. That's what
Okay.
I do feel.
And in the
Uh-huh.
world, hold on. In Texas, we say you create your own crazy. You're creating your own crazy. Listen, I feel like it's been a hell of a conversation. Let me ask you something, ladies, and you can be honest on the panel. I'm gonna call you one by one. I'm gonna say, are you leaning on the side of Chrisean or Blueface? And just give me 15 seconds. We can't go 30 or 45 because I got to wrap up the live. I'm gonna start with Dazzle. Are you leaning on the side of Chrisean or Blueface?
I'm not leaning on none of their side. I feel like both of
Gotta
them
pick one.
dysfunctional.
You gotta pick one. If you in an imaginary world, everybody gotta pick one. Who you leaning on? Chrisean or Blueface?
Well,
If
honestly,
if you had
I
to.
would lean on if I had to, and it's just based on what I'm seeing. I'd rather lean on Blueface just a little bit more than Krishan, even though I really
Tell
wouldn't
us
want to.
why. 10 seconds. No, nothing more than 10 seconds. Why?
Because Krishan is doing what Krishan wants to do. Blueface is not making her do certain stuff. She was over there with Blueface because he called and she wanted to go.
All right. Let me go to Uppity Negro. My first question. Listen to my questions, y'all. Everybody else mute up. Uppity, come off mute if you can. I muted you up by accident. Let's go. All right. My first question is: are you leaning on the side of Krishan or Blueface?
Neither.
I just say you gotta pick. Everybody got to pick now.
No, I think they both are not good for the baby. I would not put nobody baby in that position.
Okay, I got you. Let me go to Sharonda. Sharonda, are you leaning on the side of Blueface or Krishan?
I'm leaning on the side of Krishan because I am a mother. I've
Mhm.
been a young mother. I'm 54 now, and I have grandkids. And I know when you're young, you do certain things. I am just hoping and praying she grows out of it real soon. Normally, when a lady reaches age 23, 25, their preferences as far as being relevant and raising a child kinds of changes. So I am definitely leaning toward Christian Rock. I want her to get
Okay.
the help she needs, and I want a
Got it.
success story for her. That's all.
That's beautiful. Thank you, and that's fair. Jenny, Blueface or Krishan, and why?
I think you're talking to me, Ginger Girl. I'm gonna go with Krishan and Krishan Jesus, only because I think she's young and she still has time, and at least she's trying to show us some growth. Even though she might take steps backwards, I still believe in her steps forward. And I said what I said, even though this ain't I said what I said second.
All
And she
right. All right. She said what she said. She's muted up. Let's go to the last caller. Hey, this is Ree. Are you leaning on the side of Krishan or Blueface?
I am Team Krishan, and like the last person said, Krishan and Krishan Jesus. Amen. Krishan, like they said, Krishan is young. She's trying to figure herself out. Unfortunately, she has uh no one to look to in her family, unfortunately, for advice. She had no real upbringing, so she's trying to figure everything out on her own in the public eye at 25. At this point, she started at 19. She's trying to find love, and she's connecting with God, but she's backsliding, which is normal. And she's she's in a spot where she's trying to figure out, can I do my walk with God and also stay connected with, my friends, stay connected with worldly things. And to me, that's perfectly fine, because that's what happens when you're on your walk with God. You're gonna stumble, you're gonna fall, but if you pick yourself back up and know that you need to do things a different way, that's when we can tell that you have growth. And I see that in her. It's just, harder because she doesn't have anyone to look up to as far as family, and we know who her family is, like my God. So I mean, I just keep praying for her every day, and Chrisean Jesus.
All right. And thank you, everybody. Like, this has been such a phenomenal. Thank you, everybody. Like, we get down and dirty over here in the most beautiful way. And y'all be like, wait a minute, let me start going over there. Because I stood on business over there. Ain't nobody called me out my name or did nothing like that. We got close to it, but okay, I like that. But thank you, panelists, for coming up. I'm going to let all of you drop down, and then I'm going to give
Thank
my
you.
thoughts. Thank you, everybody. We're going to let all the panelists drop down. They all came up. We appreciate them coming up. Thank you, everybody. And we up late, y'all. Aren't we up late for a Wednesday? Y'all must have went to happy hour tonight. Now, I want to read some of this. Moochie, thank you for the $5 super sticker. We appreciate you, Queen. We also got Sharonda TV that dedicated a $10, a 10 piece and a pepper. We call it because we love that chicken from Popeyes over here, honey. Listen, she gave us a 10 piece and a pepper. She says, I don't engage enough for membership, but when I'm here, I tip because your commentary is so relatable, Queen Sharonda. Thank you, Sharonda. You came up and stood on business tonight. This is a comment. Okay, I hope I say your name right. Namastad. Hold on. When you've been in elementary, Namastad Ami. Hold on. Namastami. I hope I got it right. This is a really good comment. And you said, I would love for Iyanla to go get Chrisean and spend this whole thing out for her growth. In any other time somebody would bring up Iyanla Van Zant's name, I would be like, yes. In this instance, I don't think Iyanla Van Zant would be the right fit. Let me tell you why. I think she has her own traumas, and that's okay, which makes her an exceptional life coach, right? But I don't think she has the tenderness that a Chrisean Rock needs. And I believe the fire that Iyanla Van Zant would bring would be catastrophic to a Chrisean Rock. That's all I'm saying. I think it would be counterproductive. I think it would be aggressive. Y'all get what I'm saying? That's it. That's all. Give me 1 second, y'all. Hold on. All right. So that's it. That's all. And with that being said, I want to thank everybody for tuning into the show. I had to pause for a second, let my dog out. For tuning into the show. Listen, we had a time tonight, honey. That's the most important thing. So, thank you for tuning in. Think about it. And then we're going to listen. Chrisean ain't going to. I'm sorry, Chrisean, Blueface. There's going to be more of where that comes from. So we're going to come back. We're going to follow up and just take notes. And we will see y'all in about a day or two just to follow up. All right? All right? Talk with you soon.